What is going on, gamers? What is going on, nation? It's the Drop Shot Prodigy himself, Mr. Desparky. Quick little background on this gameplay. It was multi-team team deathmatch on Cargo, as you can see. Started out the game by myself. I finished this game with more kills than both of the enemy teams by myself. I finished with 43 kills, and the highest enemy team had 39, I believe it was. So it's a pretty good gameplay, but in this, I want to talk to you guys about my class setup. I did say before that I was going to start doing these, so here they are. With this one, I'm using the M8a1. My two attachments I'm using are red dot and stock. Stock is a huge part of my game now with my assault rifles because it helps out so much. I'll get into that later. But my secondary is a B23R with a tactical knife, just for the hell of it. I usually do use akimbos instead of a tactical knife. Perk 1, Hardline. Perk 2, Toughness, because it really helps in the gunfights. Perk 3, Dexterity, for the same reason as Toughness. It helps you aim in faster. Lethal, I have C4 on. Sometimes I switch it for a Semtex. It depends like what kind of mood I'm in. Really, I usually like the C4s. My tactical is always EMP grenades, because every time there's a sentry gun, guardian, anything, I am the one that destroys it. So that's the background for my class setup. The reason why I have stock on, and I said it's a necessity, because when you're in a gunfight, long range or short range, strafing is the key to being able to win a gunfight, usually, unless you're going to drop shot or whatever. Even with drop shotting, I prefer strafing in Black Ops 2 because it's more accurate, and if you have like control freaks like what I have and you use stock, you're going to win the most gunfights. I probably win around 75 to 80% of my gunfights from long range now with the M8. Even against snipers, I out-snipe them with the M8. It's awesome. I do get a lot of kills in this game with the B23R, as you'll see. I was just trying to get the akimbos unlocked so that I could practice that for my league play stuff. So that's the main purpose of this gameplay, was me just trying to get that unlocked, and I just started going off. There was a FaZe wannabe on the other team, as you can see. I just killed him right there. He was sniping for a little bit, and then he stopped, obviously, which is what FaZe wannabes usually do. They try to snipe, they realize they can't do it, and then they switch. But back to my attachments. I like the Reflex sight. I said red dot, sorry, but it's basically the same thing. I like the Reflex sight because it aims in the fastest for me, I feel like, and I can see the best with it. I don't like the other scopes that they have. I don't like the hybrid scope. I don't like any of that. It's just too much for me. It's too much on my gun. It's distracting to me for some reason. So I just prefer the plain Reflex sight with stock. And sometimes, I mean, if you don't want to use a secondary, if you want to use primary gunfighter, you can use select fire. I wouldn't. FMJ would be pretty good as a third attachment on the primary, but lately I've been using a lot of secondaries. When I first started putting up gameplays, I never had a secondary, and when I started playing a lot of league play, I noticed that secondaries are really useful. There's a nice little three-piece right there. Secondaries are really useful for me. As you can see, I picked the third guy off with my B23R right there. That was terrible aim. But the tactical knife also helps, having that on, because it helps you with the panic knives. It makes it more accurate and everything, which is always helpful. For my lethal, I have on the C4 because I love C4s. I got so used to Modern Warfare 3 that when I have grenades out, I usually get caught thinking it's a C4 and just throw it like a C4, and then I usually die or I blow myself up with it just because I'm used to the C4 so much. My tactical, the EMP, it's what I always use. Every single time my teammate calls out a sentry, it's automatically dead, or a guardian, it's automatically down. Hunter killers, I hit with it. I help damage the stealth choppers. Whatever's in the air, you can hurt with an EMP just about. I think it's every kill streak you can hurt with it. I don't know about a lodestar because that's up pretty high. But this was a fail by me. Jumped into a shock charge. Perk 1, I always use Hardline because I do go for the pretty big kill streaks. Here I'm running UAV, stealth chopper, and VSAT, which is a different kill streak than I normally use. I got raped by C4 right there. I don't usually use VSATs, and I don't usually use two UAV type things, whether it's counter UAV, VSAT, or UAV. I usually just pick one or the other. But this one is actually really good if you're going for a lot of gun kills. Using the UAV, chopper, VSAT, the chopper's there for support, and you have your right after you get your chopper, basically, one more kill I think it is for your VSAT. So you're basically guaranteed the VSAT, which is always helpful. I love having a VSATs now. I've been running them a lot more. I'm going to have a lot of gameplays with the VSAT instead of the UAV. Toughness, as I said, for the perk 2, really helps with the gunfights because you flinch less, significantly less when you get hit, and is really noticeable when you get into a gunfight. if you're not used to having toughness and you put it on, you're going to be amazed with the amount of, or the less amount of recoil that you're going to have on your gun. Dexterity, you go up ladders like you're on crack, you hop over things faster, and you aim in so much faster after sprinting, which helps you so much with the gunfights. That's one of my favorite perks now is Dexterity and Toughness. If I wasn't using Hardline, let's say it was we were playing Hardpoint, I'd probably have on Flak Jacket or something, maybe Lightweight, depending on the game mode. A different perk too that I normally use would be Scavenger. If I'm sniping, I'd have on Fast Hands, but usually Scavenger still, because I get more EMP grenades and more C4s. And perk 3, if I'm not using Dexterity, it's always Extreme Conditioning or Engineer. If I'm playing League play, my perk 3s are either Tactical Mask, Dead Silence, or Awareness. Usually Tac Mask or Dead Silence, or both of them. So that's just a little competitive input on what I usually do for my M8 class. Now, if you guys do take my advice, I'm going to put down in the description everything that I have in so that you don't have to rewatch the video or whatever. If you do want to use this class, leave a comment down below. Let me know how it does for you, how it works for you. If you want to switch up the tactical knife for a different attachment on the B23R, feel free to do that. Anything you want to change, just let me know what you changed. And if you like this class, please leave a thumbs up. It really does help me out, and it lets me know that what I'm doing is helping you guys. Because this class is my try-hard class now, you know. I was practicing a lot with assault rifles for my competitive team. So going from this M8 class to my MSMC class, I'm struggling, not just with the MSMC, I'm struggling with all SMGs now. I'm so used to the 4 burst of the M8. Maybe if I use the Chicom or the Chicom, sorry, I would do better. I'm not sure. I prefer bursts now. They're much stronger. If you have the good accuracy that control freaks really help you with, it's really not a problem that it's only a burst. So as I said, if you want to use primary gunfighter, you can put select fire on if you don't have the fastest trigger finger, or if it's going to help you aim. Because it is kind of tough to aim while you're shooting a burst. Look at this snipe fail. I don't know what I was doing. But it is hard to aim while you're trying to get the burst in. I do agree with that. So select fire will help you out if you're not used to having a burst gun. Or if you want to just try out the burst, it's not that hard to get used to. You can easily go into combat training against bots. You can go into a private match, go up against shoot at a certain point on a wall. Like on raid, you can go to the basketball court and just keep aiming at the post while you're strafing back and forth. That's how I got used to stock. I got that advice from the Uncle Kobe, and it was perfect advice. It really helped getting used to the accuracy for the M8 with actually any gun with stock, because if you're not used to stock, it's going to be like a wake-up call to how fast you actually do move and how slow you move without it. But this gameplay is wrapping up. As I said, if this class does help you out, if you do enjoy this class, please leave this video a thumbs up and comment if you did do it and what your score was with it. And if you are new to my channel, I am going to be doing more tips and tricks. So if you do enjoy that, please subscribe to me. It really does help me out, and it really shows to me that what I'm doing is helpful to you guys, and I enjoy being helpful. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. There's like 10 seconds left. I hope you guys enjoyed the last 10 seconds. But until next time, I'll talk to you guys later.
UAV on standby. SEALs, your mission directive has been achieved.